Hey everyone, Jake Bivens. I'm here with Connor Hartnett. Connor's a natural golfer, but he's going to be helping us out with some baseball swings today. So what we're going to talk about today is going through an expedited lesson, looking at a few of Connor's swings. We'll look at the baseball summary report, identify a metric or a characteristic that we can improve upon, and then we'll hop into biofeedback, do a few reps of training, and then Connor will take some swings for us back in measure mode. So the first thing we'll look at is we're going to hop into Client Manager and look at the baseball summary report. So if we can kind of look at the top there, we look at Connor's peak speeds. So we notice right off the bat that his peak speeds are relatively low, low to our pro ranges and low in general to his size, body type, athleticism. So he falls below our range on each of those metrics. So that's going to be an important thing as we move forward to identify why he is moving slower. Is there something causing your rotation to slow down? Is there a hitch in your swing? Is it mechanical? Whatever it may be, we're going to want to look into that. The next thing we notice is Connor is in sequence, but his time to contact is slow. And like we said, with his peak speeds, his body is moving slower, which obviously is going to cause his time to contact to be slower. And for your hitters, that's going to slow down reaction time and make it tougher for them to adjust to different pitches. So let's focus in on heel strike. We're going to try to make this really simple and just try to identify one metric that we can fix. So one thing that stands out, you kind of notice that everything is within the green range here for Connor. But one thing we do see is that his torso side bend is a little bit too much positive than what we'd like to see. So Connor's a right-handed hitter, and what is happening here, if you can kind of visualize this, is that he's getting into a defensive position at heel strike instead of an attack position with his torso side bend.
Leaning back on
Correct. So he's leaning back towards the catcher instead of kind of leaning towards the pitcher and ready to rotate. And what we've noticed with his peak speeds and his time to contact is that extreme torso side bend is going to affect your rotational movement. It's going to make it harder for you to rotate. It's going to be a little less natural. Okay. So we're going to make this really simple. We see that metric right there. We're going to hop into biofeedback and see if we can do a little bit of training. So we're going to do a side bend drill. We're going to load that up there and just do torso side bend. We're going to change these metrics so that it's at -5 degrees. That's a pretty good range to be in, and we're going to do the tolerance of 2 degrees. So that's telling us that Connor can be -3 to -7, and to start, that's a good spot to be in for your torso side bend. Cool.
With or without a bat?
So we're actually going to put the bat down. I'll hold on to it, and what I want you to do is actually just get into a punch position. So imagine that there's a punching bag in front of you. You're going to kind of load up and get your torso into that position. And what that's going to do for Connor is kind of help him understand a better position to be in and really kind of feel like he's about to drive his torso to the baseball. Like we said, Connor, you're more in of a defensive position.
Okay, like
and
that.
Yep, and it makes it hard to rotate as well as really drive the hands to the ball.
Gotcha.
So
more of feeling like my shoulder's going down.
Yep, exactly. So just getting a hitter into this punch position and using biofeedback to kind of drive in the metrics and drive in exactly what they're feeling is a good way to start when you have hitters with torso side bend issues. Okay. So I'd have Connor do that a few times, find that green range, and then once he feels comfortable, I'd have you pick up a bat and really start to feel it with the bat. So don't swing or hit yet. Just get into that position like you were with your hands and your torso side bend.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Okay.
We'll do one or two more of those.
Those are here.
Yep. Can you kind of feel that more natural position with the torso?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. So after we've had Connor do a few of those or your hitter do a few of those, we're going to hop back into measure mode. And I'll have Connor take a few swings and see how that drill was affecting his hitting. Cool. Go ahead and do one more for us. So you notice that Connor is getting into a more negative position. So after a few swings, we kind of noticed that Connor was able to get into a better negative torso side bend position. Maybe slightly too much, but that's all right because we can kind of dial it back and use biofeedback to find the perfect position for him. We just wanted to make sure that he was getting into a better torso side bend position and really drive home, trying to get these speeds up, trying to get a better time to contact. So that was a torso side bend exercise, kind of an expedited lesson that you can use with your players. Just a good case of looking at the data, using biofeedback, and then remeasuring. So thank you for watching. We appreciate it, and we will look to see you next week.